Hi, this is Jeffrey Kurt Financial Group. Today is Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Start with some earnings. In summary, the earnings have been pretty good. Like in the S&P 500, of the companies that have reported, 80% of them have beaten estimates, and there's a 10% per share growth in income year over year. So pretty good earnings in the second quarter for the S&P. And I've seen some other reports about the Russell 2000, which is again smaller companies, and we're kind of in the peak season for the Russell from here to maybe the middle of the month. But some of the Russell ones have been pretty solid too. Now, two disappointments though. Advanced Micro Devices, AMD chip maker, they missed their estimates and the stock's down 7% this morning. And Super Micro, missed badly. That stock's down 21%. Super Micro's been a high flyer and maybe got overextended, but down 21% is a pretty dramatic move. And maybe if you're not getting, growth and like that, your stock is going to get further punished from here. We'll see. The other thing I think is important going on this week is Treasury auctions. There was one yesterday. There's a big one today. Interest rates have not gone up dramatically. So, maybe the U.S. debt is being financed reasonably. I think, the strategy from what I've read is to try to roll this over short term and try to get, interest rates down and then finance it, longer term at a more reasonable rate. It's a tricky strategy, but, that might be the goal. But I think it's important that so far these auctions have gone off pretty well. So I think that's important. And then the final thing, I came across this, I thought was pretty interesting. The revenues for the tariffs have been pretty substantial, pretty material. In July, we got 29.6 billion. June was 26.6 billion, and May was 22 billion. So right now, the estimates from an annualized standpoint is for over $300 billion of revenue to the government from the tariff policies. To put that in perspective, the total corporate income taxes paid in 2024 was $366 billion of revenues to the government from corporate taxes last year. So right now, tariffs could be, a very significant material contribution to the federal budget. Thank you for listening. We'll be back on Friday. Please like, subscribe, and share, and let us know any questions or suggestions. Thank you again. Goodbye.